globally.
While launching the Millennium Development Goals report, the World Bank lead economist expressed concerns about sub-Saharan Africa lagging behind in achieving Millennium Development Goals as just one of the many unveiled reports that touches on the food security globally.
Across time, we need to really focus on nutrition policy to largely manage the implication of early childhood development. Because we know that from various evidence and diverse evidence that children do not recover their cognitive skills if the first 2 years one is not dealt with properly. Across countries, very much agricultural policy, mainly to orchestrate the supply response to productivity enhancements, and that is particularly in sub-Saharan Africa. Because as you saw on the previous graph, we see that Africa actually is a net importer of food. And given its soil, given its characteristics, it doesn't, in my opinion, and I think many scholars' opinion, it doesn't need to be a net importer of food. And one of the interesting findings, I think, that I read when I was preparing this report with the team, was that we saw that actually achievable yields in Africa in grain are only 25%.
The reports attribute to the soaring food prices to high energy prices as lead reason to that of the negative impact.
The food inflation on the poor is much higher than the middle income and the higher income. So it means when the prices are high, when inflation is high, people who tend to suffer, people mainly on the lower income groups.
However, according to the report statistics, Kenya has made tremendously well in terms of education and provision of healthcare services. The experts have pointed out that a number of structural reforms have been pinpointed out in order to address food insecurity effectively.
Indicators of poverty, we can see the lines. The top one is percentage of children between 6 and 15 years old attending schools. We can see the direction is up. Children getting the next one, the red one, is children with all vaccination. We can see it went down, but all the trends are up.
The report's finding, if well implemented, is a useful tool to concerned stakeholders in putting down the necessary measures to mitigate on food insecurity.
We believe that food rain-fed agriculture may not be the optimal solution to handle these things for food delivery, so they should consider more money. Treasury is here. Treasury should consider giving more money for irrigation or enter into public-private partnership on how they could bring more land under arable agriculture. And then on knowledge, most farmers do not know how to use fertilizer. Maybe this is where extension services will become important, and those kind of related issues, use of fertilizer. And then the other thing is R&D, research and development, new seeds which are more weather tolerant.
We have programs like National Accelerated Agricultural Input Program, which we are partnering with our donors, and we have been able to reach quite a big number of our farmers. And all these efforts are the ones which have geared towards the use of input.